arguably the finest left-arm fast bowler of all time. He's a record-breaking batsman and was captain of his country. Arrogant, brilliant, and often controversial, Wasim Akram is one of ESPN's legends of cricket. The 1992 World Cup final in Melbourne.
That's a good hit. That's going all the way through mid-wicket for 4.
Wasim Akram turned in an all-round performance that won him man of the match and secured the cup for Pakistan.
What a great delivery. Left arm round the wicket. Alan Lamb has been cleaned up.
He's a World Cup champion. See, people think of, 500 wickets and 400 wickets in one day and tests and all that. They think of that. He's a World Cup champion. With his efforts, bowling around the wicket, reverse swinging the ball at the MCG against England, it was just phenomenal. I don't think how could Alan Lamb and these guys hit the ball? They've got no chance swinging it, 150 kilometres an hour and swinging it that much. You can't hit it. It's almost impossible.
Absolutely magnificent delivery, as near as to unplayable as you can possibly get.
You could see the smile on Imran Khan's face at mid-off saying, oh, he's one of my boys. I taught him everything I know, and gee, he was very, very good. Best left-arm bowler that ever played the game.
He's the cricketer I'd like to come back as, if I had another go at it. Being 6'4" and running in bowling real good pace, and being able to field as well.
Oh, here's trouble.
And also being able to handle the bat.
Well, here's a big swing at this one. He's got it clear of the field. It's 4 runs.
Wasim, immensely talented, easily the best left armer one has ever seen. I think the cricketer of the last decade, without a shadow of doubt. I know there's Tendulkar, there's Lara, there's the likes of Steve Waugh and Shane Warne, but I think Wasim Akram for me is the cricketer of the 1990s.
From a short run, Wasim bustles into the wicket to deliver the ball with a whippy action. He can swing the ball both ways at high pace.
To generate that amount of pace off a 15-yard run-up, almost unheard of, and the control of seaman swing, quite remarkable.
Swing the ball both ways at really lively pace, bowled a great bouncer, hard to pick because he used a very fast arm, whether it was up there or down here, very fast, so not easy to pick. He'd be right up there. I'd have to think a long time to think of a better left-arm seamer than him.
Outstanding ability, he's a captain's delight. He can bowl round the wicket, he can bowl over the wicket, he can get the ball into the right-handers, he can reverse swing an old ball, he can bowl yorkers at will, bounces at will, always aggressive.
Wasim, obviously, he's an exceptionally talented all-rounder who can change the game with his bat and also with the ball.
On his day, Wasim can create mayhem with the bat.
And it's over the top again, and that's a huge hit. That's right up into the stand.
I think he's a destroyer, basically. He just loves to, get after the bowling and try and destroy them. Just wants to hit everything out of the ground. And he's played a couple of innings where Pakistan have won from, come back from defeat.
He started batting right down the order, and then just ever so gradually started to show some credentials as a batsman, to the point where by the late 80s he was a batsman capable of scoring test centuries.
I always concentrate on my bowling more, although I should have. Since I've retired 5 years ago, I realize that now I should have concentrated on my batting a lot more.
That's 4. That's beautifully struck.
Wasim Akram is one of the best all-rounders I've seen. There were a lot of good all-rounders in that period. Imran Khan, Kapil Dev, Richard Hadley. I'd put Wasim Akram up there in the very top of that group. One of the most exciting cricketers that I've seen play.
And up goes
the hand of Wasim Akram. He has chalked up his first century in Test match cricket.
Wasim Akram was just 18 when he made his first-class debut against a touring New Zealand team.
President's 11 versus New Zealand side, all their top players were there at the time, and I got called that you'll be playing in 3-day game, and Javed Miandad, the great player of his era, was the captain of that particular game. He made sure that I play that game, and I've got 7 for 50. I don't know how I got those wickets, but I got those 7 wickets for 50 runs in that particular game.
And John Wright is out, well caught in the gully. Wasim Akram has his first Test wicket.
Wasim made his Test debut shortly afterwards on the return tour of New Zealand. He was just 18 when he took 10 wickets in the 3rd Test.
New Zealand, Akram bowling to Jeff Crow. Good ball, appeal for LBW, and Jeff Crow is out.
My aim was what I learned from Javed Miandad, Imran Khan, Mudassar Nazar at the time, who were my mentors, who were my heroes, and Javed Miandad was a captain at the time. They told me, if you want to play longer, say about 10 years or to 15 years for your country, you got to work hard. You got to work hard every day. Doesn't matter you perform or you don't perform. Be at the ground, practice hard, try different things in nets. And I picked up this very early. I didn't want it to be a one-test wonder or one-tour wonder.
That's out. That's a marvellous catch by Anil Delpat, the wicketkeeper. And Akram's got 5 wickets.
From New Zealand, Pakistan travelled to Australia to take part in a World Championship of one-day cricket. Against the Australians, he took the first 5 wickets for 13 runs.
He made an absolutely huge impact on world cricket, having made his Test match debut in New Zealand, when he then came over for the World Championship of Cricket, which was a one-day tournament which took place in Australia in early 1985. He played against Australia in Melbourne and devastated the top order, and all of a sudden said, oh, here's a top-class left-arm fast bowler out of Pakistan, and that really was a shaker for everyone.
In 1986, Wasim helped the Pakistani team to one of their most famous victories.
That was a great series. First time touring India after a long time, and Pakistan team gets great reception in India. And Pakistan and India cricket is more than Ashes in my book. More pressure, everybody is involved. And at that time, Pakistan and India hardly played any cricket. So it was a big pride, proud moment for any Pakistani, or in fact for any Indian, to compete against each other and win.
He played a very big role in that series. I mean, the pitches were dead for the first 4 Test matches, and he kept getting his 2-3 wickets in every game and kept chipping in his runs.
I realized as a bowler that I've got pace now. I can bowl bouncers to anyone without taking a square leg back. So that was good. That was good to know as a bowler.
Still only 20, Wasim returned home a national hero.
It's a fanatical place to play in Pakistan, as we know. We can't comprehend what it's like until you've visited that country and see what the people are like. And these cricket players are national heroes. They're like we would have, I don't know, pop stars or footballers at the highest pedigree. That's what their cricketers are like. As soon as they go out into public areas, they are mobbed, completely and utterly surrounded by adoring people.
In 1987, Pakistan enjoyed its first series win in England.
It was really a fine Pakistan side when you go through it, with Imran and with Javed Miandad, Abdul Qadir. It was an excellent side, and Wasim Akram was a key component in that side.
Imran told me in '86 you'll be touring to England '87 next year, so I want you to play a league cricket. So he organised me to play league cricket for a club called Burnop Field in Durham. It was different. The weather was cold. The ball wasn't swinging. It was seaming, as league wickets up north are slightly slower. So you have to have a different length. So I got to know the length and got to know the pace that I have to pitch it up a lot more here than in any other country. So that was a great help for me before the England tour.
The following year, Wasim took up a contract with Lancashire in English county cricket.
I was very privileged to work with Akram at Old Trafford as coach of Lancashire. He was overseas player, and it might be my fault, but I made him captain as well. I could see this guy as a natural leader. And the Lancashire players had a nickname for him, and they just called him King. We'll follow you anywhere. He had a magnificent team meeting, the first time he was captain. And we're out there doing the prelims and a bit of catching here and there and warming up generally. And he said to me, get team in dressing room, I want to talk to team. So I'll go, everybody in, dressing room, everybody in, sit down. Right, captain, over to you. And his only words were, come on, I have dream. And he just left it at that. And there's that sort of pause, and I've gone, right then, well, come on. And out they went, and they'd follow him anywhere, and he was a great leader.
I generally would have batted in the middle order against him, so very, very tough coming in when the ball was swinging, you know, reverse swinging at real pace, 90 miles an hour, was one of the toughest challenges, you know, I came up against. I would say he could hit you on the head, he could knock your middle pole out, and he could hit you on the foot. He wasn't a line and length bowler. He could sort of line up. He could deliver so many different deliveries to you as a quick bowler. And I found him one of the hardest bowlers I ever had to face. You know, in full flight, when he really wanted to crank it up, was a very fast bowler as well.
Once again, the timing absolutely magnificent. He just leant on that. His first Test century against Australia came in remarkable circumstances.
Every so often he would produce an innings which proved that he was actually a batsman of great talent, who was capable of producing runs when they were needed. He played once or twice in his Test career some extraordinary examples of hitting, but he also played some innings that were very sensible. And probably the best example of that was his first Test 100, when he scored 100 in Adelaide, batting for a long time with Imran Khan.
Ended up making a fantastic 100, played a lot of brilliant shots. It was an innings I didn't think he was capable of playing, in that you know, there was some resolute defence in amongst the big hits.
Beautifully played. That's a great shot. 10-4 to Wasim Akram. None better than that one. Highest Test match score.
That's not a bad ball. Look at that pace, bounce, swing, everything.
Wasim, now at the height of his powers, was confident to the point of being cocky, and he played the game as hard as anybody. The 1992 World Cup final in Melbourne was a personal triumph for Wasim.
Pakistan had made a reasonable fist of setting a target for England to chase, but it was a final flurry from Wasim that was the icing on the cake, if you like. It changed a scoreline from, say, 220 to 250.
Hit that straight, that could be 4 more. The wrong arm coming around won't get it. Superb throw.
When England batted, Wasim got both of them out immediately. And then came back in the middle order and knocked over Alan Lamb and then Chris Lewis with 2 fantastic deliveries.
What a great delivery, left arm round the wicket. Alan Lamb has been cleaned up. Subtract Lewis from that list. Wasim Akram is on a hat-trick.
You know, it's 2 of the best balls that you ever want to see, and particularly the World Cup final. You know, there's no bigger moment to produce your best, and he was capable of doing that.
This was one of the great match-winning performances you've ever seen. Pakistan could easily have tried to contain England at the time. Well, Imran and Wasim Akram didn't do that. They decided to bowl them out.
What a superb delivery, the middle stump uprooted.
Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis are rated by some as the finest fast bowling combination of all time. In early 1993, the 2 Pakistani quicks pulled off a stunning victory in New Zealand.
The most devastating that I have seen, when 2 bowlers came and really redefined the art of bowling with the old ball. You know, Wasim told me that once that he didn't really enjoy bowling in the new ball, which was very surprising. And, you know, it was amazing that they didn't even talk to each other for a long period of time.
Speed-wise, he was exceptional. Swing-wise, he was exceptional. He was exceptional with the new ball as well as with the old ball. And then short delivery. I think Waqar Younis perhaps had few of the qualities that Wasim had, but didn't have as great a short delivery as Wasim had.
Shortly after the New Zealand Test, Wasim replaced Javed Miandad as Pakistani captain. His incumbency began badly. Within a few months, Wasim's first stint as captain was over.
They changed captains, every strange cycle of the moon, don't they? But when he's been in charge, they've been a very competitive unit.
He's been captain of Pakistan 3 or 4 times. It depends who's in charge in the administration as to who they pick as their captain.
93, I remember Javed Miandad got sacked as a captain, and I was 24 years old. No prior experience of captaining any side, even in first class level. And of course, you can't refuse it. I said, I'll take it. But I was too young. I made some mistake. I was under pressure on the West Indies tour. My vice captain was Waqar Younis, one of the greatest bowlers of all time, but he was also very young and naive. I mean, he never was on time on the tour. I used to get frustrated. Javed Miandad, Ramiz Raja, the senior players, Salim Malik, they were hardly any help at the time.
The intricacies of Pakistani cricket politics meant the captaincy changed hands throughout the late 90s. Wasim became captain for a 4th time in 1998, as Pakistan enjoyed a successful year.
When I became captain again, I was much calmer. I knew how to look after the individuals. Every individual was same. I have to treat them according to their mental strength. That's what I picked up after 96. So that's why our team was very successful.
Akram's got the wicket he was looking for.
Despite the constant external pressures on Wasim's career, he has continued to produce record-breaking performances.
Wasim Akram, I think, holds the record for the highest score by a player batting at number 8 in Test match cricket. 257 not out in a Test match against Zimbabwe at Shikapura. That really was an outstanding achievement. Plenty of sixes in that innings. But you look at his record as a bowler as well. A couple of hat-tricks in 1998-99. I think he's taken 3 wickets in an over. He's taken 4 wickets in 5 balls. And he's played county cricket for a decade for Lancashire and been an absolute god at Old Trafford. It really is a remarkable achievement to have stayed at the top level for as long as he has, particularly when you bear in mind that in the latter part of his career he suffered from diabetes and he was able to overcome that and still retain his abilities as a top-class performer.
Wasim Akram getting another wicket. That's 6 to him.
By mid-2001, Wasim had played in 102 Test matches and more than 300 one-day internationals.
Great bowler, fantastic bowler, good pace, able to have great control, swing that he got in, away, all different change of pace. Just an immaculate bowler. He could hit the ball a long way at times with the bat, and people will say Wasim Akram was an all-rounder. I prefer to think of him as a great fast bowler who could bat.
By the end of Pakistan's tour of England in mid-2001, Wasim Akram had taken 414 Test match wickets and made 2,898 runs. He has taken 400 wickets both in Tests and one-day internationals.
He bowled the bouncer well, he had a good Yorker, and he had swing to go with it. So everything that you need to be an exceptional bowler, he had it. And also under Imran Khan's leadership, you know, Wasim Akram flourished even more, because when Pakistan needed the breakthroughs, Wasim Akram was the man to give it.
He began his career in the shadow of Pakistan's greatest ever cricketer, Imran Khan, but he has gone on to greatness in his own right.
For a lot of his career, he's sort of followed in Imran's footsteps, and yet been able, as most people in that situation aren't capable of rising out of the other person's shadows, but Wasim Akram was. And, you know, certainly by about 1987, he was his own man.
By any measure, he's been a magnificent cricketer. Relentless accusations of match fixing and the curious politics of Pakistani cricket have not defeated him.
The strength of Wasim's character is that, regardless of all the innuendo, and he's maintained his innocence throughout, that he's been able to maintain such a high level of play. And
the whole match-fixing thing is a shame, and Wasim Akram has been sort of involved and tainted by that to some degree, but he's managed to keep his focus and keep playing good cricket.
I've been through hell, all those allegations. My accounts got checked, my texts got checked by every government, agencies, and nothing has been proven. So yes, it take a toll on me, on my family. So yes, I've been through a lot. But again, I would say in the end, whatever I've been through, it was worth it in a way to play for Pakistan.
As a fast bowler, Wasim must rank amongst the finest of all time, and his punishing middle-order batting has been a feature of many Pakistani victories.
I think Wasim Akram's greatest strength is he was such an explosive cricketer. And when he had a major impact on a game, he really did have that major impact. Very few new ball bowlers, when they've on song, have been as explosive as Wasim Akram. And the fact that he was a left-hander made him almost unique. I think clearly the greatest left-arm quick of all time. There have been precious few, and he was clearly the number one.
The complete fast bowler. There are three bowlers which I have seen, and I would rank them as 1, 2, 3 in terms of in fast bowlers: Malcolm Marshall, Wasim Akram, and Dennis Lillee. But Wasim had something that these two didn't have: reverse swing.
On his day, either with bat or ball, he will win you a game, and those kind of players aren't around too frequently these days.
He was a terrific performer, world-class performer, and in his rightful place, as you say, as one of the best 25 of all time.
I was very aggressive as a bowler, so I think eventually I calmed down as a person. So I was more calmer. So the more calm you are, the more more of your brain works to make decisions at the right time, at the right moment.
Devastating in one-day cricket bowling at the death. As I was saying, you could be 200 for 1 against Pakistan, and you could be bowled out for 260 because of the combination Wasim Akram had with also Waqar Younis and the spin department of that Pakistani side as well. But he was the main chief tormentor along with Waqar Younis. But because of the left arm right arm combination, left armers, he was able to swing the ball both ways, and you can do that at 90 miles an hour and deliver it, into the right place. Even the best batsmen in the world were going to struggle against him.
People, of course, remember Wasim for reverse swing and being the best fast bowler the game has ever produced. But when you talk about his legacy, did Wasim Akram produce more Wasim Akrams? No, because he was so good. He was a genius. He couldn't be Wasim Akram.
For his capacity to maintain his dignity, his sheer brilliance, his resilience and his ability to win matches with bat or ball, Wasim Akram has earned a place amongst ESPN's legends of cricket.